Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and I have a question for you. Who's excited to RV this summer? We are here in southern Arizona waiting for the weather to change. We are so excited to get on the road. Maybe you're feeling the same way. Hit the open road, leave the stress behind you. Maybe you have a favorite destination, or maybe you're gonna try out a new place this year. It's all very exciting. Even though this is our third trip up north from deep in the south, I still can't help but feel that same excitement I did our very first year. For me, it feels like excitement mixed with anxiety. I mean, when I think about a big trip like this, my heart starts to race. Not just from nerves, but from the anticipation of it all. As if you're standing on the edge of something big. You feel hyper alert, pacing, thoughts darting fast. Like, this could be amazing, or what if it all goes wrong? You know, sometimes it feels like waiting for a roller coaster drop. I can't help but every time out west think about westward expansion and manifest destiny. And I think we feel that way because RVing lives deep in America's DNA. Look at them. America's very first RVs setting out west to start a new life, a new adventure full of exploration, fame, and freedom. And ever since, RVing has become one of this country's favorite pastimes. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the dawn of a new era. The recreational vehicle. Look at her go. But it helps that America is the best country in the world to RV in, and it's not even a discussion. You can see two oceans, 4 deserts, 14 mountain ranges, and endless forests and lakes. You can be in nearly any climate you want at any time during the year. Our wildlife ranges from grizzly bears to chipmunks. And we have the very best infrastructure for hitting the road on planet Earth. We have over 4 million miles of public roads, including iconic routes like the Pacific Coastal Highway. The Beartooth Highway. Or Route 66. American RV culture is huge. We have festivals, meetups, and a whole industry pumping out rigs for every size wallet and every single camping scenario.
This is my workstation.
I mean, we all understand it's not perfect. Traffic in major cities can be a real pain. And popular destinations can get crowded in peak seasons. But make no mistake, America is RVing. RVs can help you get closer to the action, extend your stays, keep your comforts close, and you can save money doing it. So do you have any goals that maybe your RV could help you accomplish this year? Because right now is the time to start making those summer reservations if that's in your plans.
We want to take a second to welcome all of our new subscribers. Less than a year ago, we were celebrating 700 subscribers. Now today, we have over 3,400 of you joining us.
And to all our new subscribers, we want to thank you so much for joining us. And to any newcomers looking for a fresh new take on RVing, you're in the right place.
Brian and I want to help you find that dream RV destination and bring it to life.
We plan on making this a summer that we're never going to forget. And if you plan on doing the same, then hit subscribe and let's do this. We have huge plans this summer, and without giving too much away, one of our goals is to expand our already huge network of free camping sites, our Freesdom. Number 2 is to go back to the places that we know and love, because there never seems to be enough time. And as we get ready for our 3rd trip up north, I have a few maintenance items to do. So let me show you a few things that I check in order to have a successful trip. Now, a lot of these problems we're gonna look at today are really just the frequent flyers, you know, the repeat offenders. It's something that you might run into regularly every single season. So let's take a look at a couple of these things so that you can have a successful trip as well. Now, the first thing you wanna do before you get to checking on everything is go ahead and make sure that you're plugged into a service and that you have water hooked up as well. We're gonna make sure we don't have any water leaks. We're gonna check all of our power systems and appliances and things like that. So let's go. Now, there's nothing worse than showing up to your spot and your fridge is not working or will not reach temp. So the first thing we're gonna do is make sure our fridge is working. I love having this fridge thermometer. So right here, it has all the temperatures that you need to check your fridge's health. So what we're gonna do is set this in the freezer. Now, when I open it, I can hear it working. And obviously we're using this thing right now. So we're gonna put that in here and we're gonna come back to that. Another thing that we're gonna do is turn on the water heater. All right, so let's give this a few minutes and let's come back and check this and make sure the fridge is getting to temp and our water is getting hot. Now, you remember we did connect our city water hookup. So why that's important is you just wanna make sure that you don't have any leaks going on underneath the sink. You wanna make sure all the lines get pressurized. Okay, we've waited enough time now. Let's make sure our hot water heater's working, and we wanna make sure that while these lines are pressurized, that we don't have any leaks under the sink. Okay, we're getting hot water, and let's make sure that there's no leaks going on underneath here. All right, let's go check the bathroom. Okay, that looks great as well. So we are getting hot water and we have 0 leaks underneath our sinks. So we are already crossing off 2 huge problem makers. Now let's check the fridge and make sure the freezer is reaching temperature. That looks like that is doing a great job. We are doing awesome, but it's just as important to make sure that your fridge temperature is in this little mark as well. So that's why those fridge thermometers are so cool. It's just a really easy way to check the health of your refrigerator. And while we're waiting for our fridge to reach temp, let's go outside and check a couple of more things. It's windy today, guys. So sorry about that. But this thing's been working good, right? I mean, the audio on this channel has improved, correct? I mean, let me know in the comments below. Since we're out here, another thing that you might want to do if you are boondocking is you might want to make sure that you do some generator maintenance. That means spark plug checking, oil change, spark arrest cleaning, you know, all of the major things. If you need fossil fuel power out while you're boondocking, make sure you give your generator a look over, okay? It's super important. Another thing we got done this year was we had our wheel bearings packed and cleaned out because it is a 2018 trailer. It was about time to do it, and we put a lot of miles on our trailers. So we did end up getting the wheel bearings packed, and it's also just a great reminder to get a visual on your tires and make sure that you don't have any slow leaks, any kind of cuts or punctures or anything like that. Make sure that they're not weathered and that they're looking good, because blowouts can be devastating. So it's always worth taking a look at that. And also, Another great reminder is to get your eyes on your spare. One thing that's been on my mind lately is that because we store our bikes in behind our spare tire, I've been seeing this little cut down here where our bike has been kind of pushing in on our spare. So I want to make sure that I get this off, and I want to visually take a look at this spare and make sure that I don't have any kind of cuts or gouges on it. Now, it looks like for me that where that cut was, that we aren't seeing any damage to the tire, and it is a sharp looking spare. All 4 of our tires have good tread, and our spare is 100% intact. But make sure you get your eyes on them. A visual inspection can go a long way to saving you a ton of problems. Now that we've covered the tires, let's go on and head back inside and make sure that our refrigerator is reaching the proper temperature so we don't ruin a bunch of food. All right, moment of truth. Let's check the fridge. All right. That is right where it needs to be. So we are good to go. Our fridge is not gonna be our enemy this year, or at least not this trip. Now, depending on where you're planning on going this year, if you're plugging in or not, you probably wanna make sure that your AC is working great and that your furnace is kicking on and staying lit. Let's go to the thermostat. All right, so currently we have it set at 69, but let's go ahead and engage the furnace and make sure it kicks on. All right, I just heard it. I can hear the fan going. And there's our ignition. You just want to make sure that your furnace lights and it stays lit and it's blowing out warm air. Let's go check the furnace vent real quick. Now, even if you're going to a place in the 80s or the 70s, you still want to make sure your furnace is working okay, because overnight temperatures and mornings can get chilly up in the mountains or when you're chasing bears. Now, the next thing we want to do, let's turn off the furnace. All right, and let's go ahead and engage the air conditioner. Okay, I just heard it kick on. Now, let's make sure that it's blowing out cool air. All right. Successful test. I'm sure wherever you're at this summer, it's gonna be hot. We plan on being in areas that are hot. We don't run the AC too often because we're normally boondocking and chasing that good weather. But if we're in an area where maybe we just can't escape those triple-digit temps, we will go and plug in. Whether you're plugged in or not, your AC still needs to work. Last thing you want to do before you hit the road this summer is go ahead and lube up. You want to just go ahead and get your favorite RV slide lube. These slides need a lot of love, and sometimes they're carrying a lot of weight when they move in and out, and so it's important to keep the tracks lubricated. It'll definitely extend the life of your slide. All right, that's one of the slides. Now, I have 2 different kinds of slides. I have that one with the 4 tracks, and then I have this one with 2. So you just want to go ahead and get spray all over this. And then go ahead and repeat that on the other side. All right, last thing is, it's time to lube up your hitch. All right, you see how rusty everything is, and everything, you can just feel there's tension everywhere. This is my equalizing hitch. So it's important, you want to go ahead and put lubrication on this ball here. And sometimes you're just gonna turn it upside down and you won't get so messy. But in this situation, I am gonna want to apply some up here. All of these joints have friction and are gonna work themselves loose and will fail on you eventually. So it's really important to keep everything really greased up. Now, when you have it like this, make sure you don't ruin your pants by brushing up against it. But this stuff works great, and I've been using it for a couple years now. So make sure you get plenty of lubricant on all of those tracks, and that's gonna save you some troubles down the road too. Now, we have another list for you, and that's the 2025 Damn, I'm glad I have these items. Now, the first thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking about extending our stays this year is that I wanted to add another propane tank. You'll see here is that there's no gauge on this one, just your run-of-the-mill propane tank. Now, if you want to have an accurate gauge as to how much propane you might have, you're going to have to either throw some hot water on it, lift it up and see how much you might have still left, or get one of these sonar things to put on the bottom of your tank. Now, this combined with an app on your phone, that allows you to track your propane actually pretty well. But guess what, guys? This costs a lot of money. This costs about 50 bucks if I remember, and these tanks are about 70. Introducing this Flame King, which is just as good of a tank, but now we have these gauges that are on here for free that so far I've used this one 3 times now. Once they start coming off of 100%, you can really, they're actually pretty accurate. I would highly recommend, if you're in the market for a new propane tank, I would definitely recommend getting one of these Flame Kings. Our next thing that we have is our 2 6-gallon jugs of water. This gives us 12 extra gallons of fresh water. Say you want to pump the water into your rig from your fresh water supply in your truck. Well, all you need to really do is get one of these drill pumps. You hook your hose right here. You have an out and an in. You hook your hose up to both sides. And if you have a normal drill just like this, you can hook on and you can pump water straight into your rig. See how much pressure that is? We are very glad that we have this drill pump.
Often overlooked, these Karmatech levelers are crucial for your comfort. Getting your camper level is the first step in setting up camp, and the manufacturers always recommend being level while in use. And so getting level couldn't be easier with these guys. They can give you 3 inches of lift or so on the side you need to bring your rig level. And these are not just for boondockers either. We are always using these at full hookup sites, so unless you have auto levelers on your rig, these are a great purchase. And one thing you also want to do to have peace of mind is to chalk your rig with something you know that can handle the pressure. You will be setting up camp in places where your trailer will want to naturally roll backwards or forwards to rest on your chalk. And these plastic hollowed out things just don't work, and they're dangerous. So what you want to do is get something like these rubber chalks, and when you're camping next to a drop-off or an incline, you can sleep well knowing that you're not going to go for a nighttime ride. We've already talked about this rechargeable water pump and these 3-gallon stackable jugs and how convenient they are. We just wanted to bring it up again. We're super excited to have these on our trip for 2025 because this is going to help us extend our stays in those awesome spots by giving us an additional 9 gallons of drinking water for indoors. So these are great, and we couldn't recommend them enough. Damn, I'm glad I have my Garmin Diesel. Seriously, guys, this thing brings confidence and peace of mind to our routes. We know that the Garmin isn't perfect, but it has our specifications, and it hasn't led me into anything that we can't get out of yet. While Google Navigation and others like Waze seem to have their own agenda, the Garmin keeps us on track and out of trouble.
So by now, you're subscribed to the channel, right? And you've given us a thumbs up for this video, and thank you so much. This RV season is gonna be amazing, and we are so glad that you're here with us. Since you are invested in this 2025 RV season with us, we should probably let you know how we are rolling down the road here. When you see us in these amazing boondocking spots, and you're like, where's the power? Where's the water hookups? Well, we have a solar setup that allows us to boondock and basically simulate being on the grid wherever we are. This is also part of our damn, I'm glad I got this for 2025 list. Right up here, we have 1,600 watts of solar monocrystalline panels running parallel across the roof. So as that's harvesting our solar, We also have a Victron 3000 watt inverter that is housed right in our pass-through right here. Let me show you. So this is the guy that powers everything in the rig. This is the brains. It's a 3000 watt Victron Multi Plus 2, and it is amazing. I think anyone will agree that the Victrons are worth the money. So that is mounted in our pass-through, and that is drawing from our battery bank, which is located underneath our bed. It's really tight under there. Apache RV in Vegas did a great job getting everything into such a tight space. So thank you guys. The solar charger that we have is a Victron 150-100. And the battery bank, we have two 200 amp Rich Solar lithium ion batteries. With our batteries, our solar, and our solar charger, and our 3000 watt Victron inverter, we are able to simulate normal life without being on the grid. So right down here we have Starlink. This right here is one of those bills that I have no problem paying. Starlink gives us the connections that we need to do our work and to stay connected out here in these really remote places in the United States. We never count gigabytes. We are never worried about cell coverage. We don't have to worry about that with Starlink. The network is so strong now, we rarely ever have an issue finding a signal. I can't even remember the last time we had a problem. The speeds are fantastic. I mean, we're consistently over 300 megabytes a second with 20 plus upload speeds, and we have no problems doing anything we want in regards to media or internet, anything like that. So with our Victron system and solar, in combination with our Starlink, you're basically able to stay connected wherever you are on planet Earth. So get your RV plans started off right this year with those simple, easy maintenance checks. And if you're interested in any of the products that we had featured here today, you can certainly shop for them yourselves. But if you're so kind enough to use our Amazon link, it is all listed in the description below. We want to thank you guys for watching. And if we don't see you on the road, we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.